Now, I've been a woodworker for a number of years, but I've never used a laser. When Creality gave me an opportunity to try out one of their lasers, I was really excited. I just needed to learn light burn and how to run their laser. I wanted to see if this could actually complement my woodworking, or perhaps even enhance some of my projects. I was up and running in no time. This is Dave, and you're watching Level Up Woodworking. Let's have some fun. This Falcon 2 by Creality comes pre-assembled. It took me about 15 minutes to set it up. It's got a powerful 40-watt laser, has 2 laser mode settings, a groundbreaking integrated air assist, a triple monitoring system, and 5 safety protections. I went to their website and downloaded the latest system firmware and laser firmware. I updated both of those on my system, and once I did that, I was ready to start cutting. Now enough of that, let's burn something. I've never used a laser nor the light burn program, but after watching some YouTube videos, you know, everything's on YouTube. I was able to design and burn these name tags for gifts. It was really that easy. I used the settings recommended by Creality for 1/8" wood, and it cut like butter. It was nice. I quickly moved on to a free download of a Christmas Snowflake because I was anxious to get on to some more exotic stuff that you'll see later in this video. Well, the Snowflake was a free download that I did. It cut out very well. I didn't change any of the cutting settings, and it actually aligned with what Creality would recommend in terms of cutting settings. This happens to be 1/8" Baltic birch plywood, and it cut out a nice little snowflake. Now, the only problem is they're way too loose here, and I don't think that's a cutting setting. In fact, I know it's not a cutting setting. I think it's a design problem. They probably made it loose to guarantee that it would fit together. I could go into light burn and make some changes to try to fix that, but it would take me a while to make those a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to use some clear hot glue to glue this together to kind of hold the snowflake together. Hey, stop for a minute. I know we're having fun, but this is a laser and we should talk about safety. Now, with this Falcon 2 device, you get these very, very sexy, cool, hip safety glasses that support this wavelength. Yeah, I know there's something out of the 60s, but they are kind of cool. The wavelength is right on the laser here, so if you really want to get some 2024 hip glasses, you can look at that wavelength and make sure the glasses support that. You've got to protect your eyes. The second thing is there's a nice lock here with a key, so you can lock this up so your kids can't play with this accidentally. There's an emergency stop button here up front. If something drastic happens, you can stop it. And then there's the triple protection system. For flames, obviously, if this thing flames up, that light goes off and there's a buzzer that goes off so you can shut this down. And then it has a sensor for the air assist and a sensor for the lens on the laser, because if those aren't working properly, you're not getting a quality cut, and you want that. And last but not least, I got an enclosure for this device, which is an additional expense, because that way I can contain the smoke from this and funnel the smoke outside. I think that's great for my lungs, and I think you will too. The 2 things that I highly recommend buying if you buy this laser is get the honeycomb base and the enclosure, because I think those will be really good for this device. I put the enclosure together, and I have to say at this price point, this is a lot better quality than I expected. It's all metal frame. It's got plastic corners, of course. This material is very thick. Obviously flame retardant lined on the inside. It's got windows. I don't know if you can see them both, but a window on the front and the top so you can look inside. And it's got a fan vent, and it comes with the fan and the hose to vent out either back corner, whatever's convenient. It's got front corner spots to feed your power cable and your air assist cable in. It's really a good setup, and when you're cutting a lot of wood and it's smoking, you want something, or like you'll see here in a minute when I start cutting some plastic, it's not good to smell and it's not good for you, and this will take care of that as well. Probably the only thing I don't like about it is getting to this transfer card slot on the side or the power switch, but honestly, that's not that big of a deal. So I think the enclosure's a great thing to get with the unit. I know you won't be disappointed if you buy this and the honeycomb in addition to the laser. It's worth the investment. Okay, I'm going to try something different here. I bought some Rowmark plastic, which is supposed to be good for laser cutting. It's white on one side and a very thin layer of black on top. And it does have a protective coating on it, this little plastic, which you definitely have to take off before you cut. And I've got a piece set in here. I'm going to try to cut some lettering. This is really for signage. And I've gone through a couple of runs to try to get the speed and the power set up, and I think I've got that. So let's see if we can get this going. Now, when you're cutting plastic, there's a lot of fumes. They're not good fumes. And so I'm going to close this up and have the fan going to exhaust this outside. Let's see if we can get this framed up and working. Well, it happens every now and then. Sometimes I forget to shoot a shot, and when I finished cutting this plastic material, I forgot to open it up, take it out, and show you. So here it is. It cut well. I will admit, when I take it out, I usually use some isopropyl alcohol to kind of clean the black residue off the lettering. But it cuts at a depth that's just perfect to get that black off, and you can see how great the lettering looks. And this is a little signpost I'm going to make for my wife so she knows that when I'm out here, if I'm shooting video or shooting the laser specifically, stay away, because I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want to have to reshoot anything. But it took me probably three times to dial this in to get it right. It was a little tricky on the levels and everything. And but other than that, it worked out really good. Very happy with it. I like the material, and I got some left for a future project. My third try with the logo in leather, and it actually came out. Now I'll clean that up a little bit, but that's what I'm looking for. That's perfect. Well, I think that came out pretty good. Amazing, considering that was from a cell phone. It seems like everyone who has a laser makes coasters, so hey, I thought I'd throw at least one in here. But this one's just a little bit different. You see, I'm burning a pattern completely through 3/8 inch oak hardwood. And this really created some smoke. So I closed the cover on the enclosure and let the exhaust fan do all the work. I decided to make a simple frame around the coaster and use that as a guide with the framing tool on the laser to ensure I would center the pattern on each coaster before I started to cut. Just check out those fine lines. Okay guys, you got to see this. I've been running in normal laser mode with air assist all day. And so I just tried a little experiment with my logo here. This is like a keychain. There's the normal laser mode. And actually, I'm very happy with the way that looks. I'm really impressed. Then I turn the air assist off and it's like, oh my gosh, look at the edges, especially the outside edges where you do a complete cut. You can see how it's burnished a little bit. And then in precision mode, where I change the laser to precision, it's lighter, but the quality level of the line is much better than what you see. Where is it? Oh yeah, up here. Sorry about that. What you see in the normal mode. So it's a little lighter, but a much finer line. Really nice. Nice features on this product. I always wanted to make a unique wine box. With this laser, I had the opportunity to make a plain box special. I started by engraving the door using a pattern that I liked, but with my first pass I noticed that the center of the pattern was just a little bit too delicate, so I modified it in light burn and ran it again. And then I decided to engrave the names and date on the side for a very special couple. This time I decided to do the engraving and then build the box. You'll see that at the end of the video. And if you like this wine box, you should consider subscribing to my channel. I'm going to try and push the limits on creative wine boxes in my next video. I have to say that I'm amazed by this technology, and I want to really thank Creality for giving me the opportunity to experience this Falcon 2 40-watt laser. It was amazing how fast an average Joe like me could learn the new technology and get up and running so fast. It was a great experience and has opened my mind to a number of new woodworking projects. And if you enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate a thumbs up or even a comment. This is great feedback and keeps me going. And thanks to all of you that have subscribed to my channel. I have a lot more cool stuff coming in the future. See you next time.